Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video. My name is David. This channel is Demar's Coaching, and today's video is about ways that a person with borderline personality disorder or emotionally unstable personality disorder emotionally exploits you. I think that this can be, a lot of these things you've heard before and you're aware of and but I still think a lot of this is hard to identify, to know that what someone's doing to you is exploiting you, is abusing you in different ways that they do this and why they're doing this and the damage that it causes us. I believe that we need to understand our traumas as much as we can. I think that understanding what happened to us helps alleviate guilt and shame. Part of healing, I think our brain needs to make sense of it as well, or we tend to obsess on it. So I'm hoping that this video helps you guys identify some of the experiences you've had with people with this disorder. And I know that people with this disorder watches my videos sometimes, and maybe this will help you identify your own behaviors, because consciousness is just like an iceberg, right? We're only aware of the tip, and that goes for everybody. And I know people with this disorder is not aware of how their behaviors, some of these behaviors, affect the people around them. So I hope that it does. And always, guys, I'd like to hear your guys' own examples. If there's some that I left out, which there is, even though I'm pretty extensive in this one today, let me know. Tell us so that other victims can see this in the comment section and identify with that, be validated. Okay, and hopefully, most of all, this will help you guys identify behaviors like this in the future if you do happen to have an experience like this again, a repeat experience. So let's get into ways the borderline emotionally exploits you. Now, people can financially and physically exploit you. Using someone for their benefit is exploiting someone. Financial exploitation is in 97% of all abusive relationships where there's already exploitation of some kind. So if you're in an emotionally exploitative relationship, if you believe that you have, it's almost guaranteed that they also financially exploited you somehow, in some way. And it always starts first. I know I say this many times, but we need to be aware of this. When we meet, we look for red flags. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you right now that a healthy and respectful woman would never allow you to pay for every date. Okay? It's just a great test right in the beginning, isn't it? All right. Emotional exploitation. Remember that this causes stress to you, the victim, and people with borderline that have these behaviors. This causes people so much stress. And this kind of stress is literally killing us. It is. It's the biggest cause of death is stress, and the biggest source of stress is from our relationships, then financial. So when you're doing these things to someone, you are literally killing them. And that could be the definition of evil, unnecessary killing. And you don't have to kill someone's body to begin killing them from the inside out. The worst kind. You want to hurt me, hit me. Don't sit there and play mind games and mess with my head. Yeah. Emotional exploitation, also known as psychological violence, emotional abuse, mental abuse. Some of you guys don't know that. So here are a ton of types of emotional exploitation. All right. The most common we hear of and know of, and it's not exclusive to narcissists, a lot of this stuff, gaslighting. Sometimes we're not sure if someone's actually gaslighting. Like, we'll know that someone's maybe not correct in what they're saying. It's not true. You're arguing with them. No, I didn't do that. But do they believe it? Gaslighting. Are they just really trying to make us doubt ourselves? Isolating an individual. And narcissists and borderlines will do this for different reasons, maybe, sometimes. But it looks the same as far as, I don't like your friends, your family doesn't like me, I need you right now, you can't leave, things like this. Name calling, verbal abuse, refusing to participate in the relationship, not trying, I don't care. It's like, carry me. You do it all. Parentification. You're daddy. You're mommy. You're just in charge. You're responsible. It's your fault for everything, right? If you're a little kid, who's responsible for you having a good day? Mom and dad, right? They took you out to the park or the playground, pet some animals and whatever, circus. Who's responsible for having a bad day? Well, mom and dad, right? I got in trouble and I had to clean my room all day. Bad day. Mom, dad. Shaming and blaming. False accusations is absolute psychological violence. It is nasty. Nasty. Just sitting there accusing somebody of something they didn't do, especially like if you're not even there or getting involved in someone else's business. And just because someone says someone else did something, you just start punishing them, right? Like flying monkeys. Someone you don't even know sits there and says bad things about somebody, and you go over to them and tell them how bad of a person they are. And you have no idea if what they're saying is true. You weren't there, Awful. Borderlines love that. Silent treatment. Absolute abuse. Awful. You can't talk right now? You don't want to talk right now? Tell me. Nicely. Let's figure it out. Let's fix this tonight, tomorrow. That's okay. That's healthy, guys. We don't need to fix every single problem right now. We need to fix every problem or end the relationship, but maybe we can't fix it right now. Maybe I have to go to work. Nope, don't do it. You're walking out on me. You're walking out on this relationship. You don't care. No, I have to go to work. There's no reason why we can't fix this when I get home from work tonight. Or, this is causing too much stress. We're starting to yell. You're raising your voice. Let's talk about this later. Come back to this later. But we have to come back to this later. Yeah. Silent treatment is nasty. Silent treatment, even ghosting people, ignoring them, just awful. Awful. If you value respect, you would never do that. Trivializing the other person's concerns. Oh, you're just paranoid. Oh, you're just being sensitive. Oh, that's not a big deal. God. Withholding, this is a big one for borderline. Withholding affection, attention, intimacy, and sex. Borderlines are infamous for withholding sex. And this is a spectrum, and they're not all the same. And I know that some borderlines will have sex with every single person they meet, and their friends and their family if they can. Not their own family, I'm saying every person they meet and their friends and families. And there's some borderlines that will remain virgins till their 40s. But the intimacy and sex, withholding that, saying no, not right now. Nope, I don't like you right now. I'm not happy with you right now. It's like, well, let's fix the problem. Triangulation. The most common I've seen in borderlines is these two. Most common triangulation. Ex. Sitting there comparing you to the ex, comparing your relationship to their last relationship, or literally contacting their ex again, blaming it on the ex. They contacted me. It's no big deal. God, it's not like we're doing anything. Cheating's cheating, and we don't have to have sexual intercourse to be cheating on people. It could be just, I'm talking to someone behind your back and not telling you I'm talking about you. Yeah. But the ex and a friend. I have a new friend. They're just friends. We don't do anything. Triangulating, just talking about you to them, talking about them to you, all these kinds of things. Awful. Projection. Wow. Huge with borderlines. Huge. Borderline has the disorder of the self, of the psyche. Can't look at themselves because they might have so much toxic shame. Comes out and not being able to apologize, take accountability, and project. I've seen borderlines literally. I've seen female narcissists, I'm just saying specifically female more, and tend to do this a lot more, and borderlines, both male and females, and histrionic. The projection gets so intense that they'll literally, every single thing they tell you do, they're doing. And it could be one at a time. They'll start raising their voice and you're calm, and they'll say, you're raising your voice at me. They'll get up in your face, and then they'll say, you're getting in my face. I mean, just, okay. They'll tell you something that you did yesterday. You've never done it, and they do it every day. But you did it yesterday. No, I didn't. I mean, just the projection is just unbelievable. Invalidation. Parents are good at this. Unhealthy, narcissistic parents, borderline parents. Just distorting everything. False narrative. No, you didn't do that. No, you did that. I didn't do that. Yes, I did that. I did that. You don't remember? That gaslighting again. But you should feel awful. You should feel bad for me. You shouldn't be mad. Don't be mad. You shouldn't be mad. That's a stupid thing to be mad about. Oh, that's nothing. Big deal. What I did to you, that's nothing. God, I used to do it to my ex all the time. He didn't care. I mean, God, you hear stuff like this, man. Run. Run. We don't fix these things. I promise. You don't go to couples counseling for stuff like this. Hey, let's make an appointment with it. Yeah. How about we go check you in? And I mean, that's harsh, but this is toxic as toxic gets. This will destroy you. It's killing you. Their feelings are worse than yours. So, therefore, and always, their feelings are more important. It's not just the spoiled kid that says, I want that. No, I want to do that. No, I want to go to watch this movie. I want to go. No, it's literally, well, I feel worse than you. They'll even use their disorder. Well, I got borderline, but they'll mask it. I'm bipolar, but they're borderline. They want to be borderline. I have CPTSD. That's the best one. That's the favorite one. I have PTSD. I have CPTSD. That's just my borderline. What about my feelings? What about me? But you're okay. Oh. Unrealistic expectations. Unreasonable demands. You're not prioritizing me. Because I have a job. I have to go to work. Again, here we are, trying to go to work. Yeah, but if I mean, how important is this relationship to you? You don't care. You'd rather have a job than me? Are you threatening me? What do you mean? If I go to work, you won't be here? Well, I mean, if you don't love me, if you're not going to marry me, Chris will. Chris doesn't have a job. He's available all the time. Oh, okay, yeah. Go be with Chris with no job. Demanding you drop your own commitment for them. Yeah. Honey, I have to. I had plans today. I made plans with this friend of mine a week ago. I know, but how am I supposed to know that this was going to come up for me, that I was going to start feeling like this because of you? Demanding all your time. Okay, well, when you get off work. Okay, well, then I'll see you then. Okay? And we need to talk. And just, you need to be there for me. It's like, well, so now we have plans after I get off work. I was planning on going home, maybe working out and going home and hanging out, watching TV and go to bed. I got to go to work in the morning too. So, well, you're going to work now, so we can't hang out now. So we have to when you get home. Just come over. God. And that leads me to always dissatisfied. God. Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. Or just, yeah, it's okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. It was fine. Yes, it was good. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Can't please them. Criticism for not meeting expectations. I told you I needed you to do this for me. Yes, you asked me immediately on my way to work. I just love using the one to go to work because that's pretty unreal. I mean, it's one thing, don't hang out with your friends you have plans with, stay with me, but I have to go to work or I get fired. You're not prioritizing me. It's like, yeah, you're going to feed me, take care of me? No. You must share the same belief or opinion. Right? Black and white thinking. I think it's yes, so whoever says no is evil. I don't like them. What do you mean they're okay? You think they're nice? Whatever. God, what about what they did to me? And you're like, what did they do to you? Are you serious? Did you see the way the tone of their voice they had when I said hi to them? And they said hi and they asked me if I wanted some food? Well, yeah, they asked you if you wanted something to eat. I know, but it wasn't the way that she asked you. God, you like her? You want her? Do I like her or want her? I think she's a nice person, like I said, but no, I don't want her. Then why do you have to talk to her? Why do you have to be nice to her? Politics, religion, stuff like that. But it's weird. Borderlines will change almost anything for you. So those things work out. Um, Demanding proof when you try to hold them accountable. Try to tell them they did something that hurt your feelings. When? What day was this? What time? Do you have any proof? It's like I'm not. I'm just telling you how I feel. Do you have any proof I did it though? I know, but what about how I feel? It still bothers me. It hurts me. I didn't do it, so. Oh, here's a good one. Creating chaos. Crazy making. Fake fights. You guys ever seen a fake fight? Or faking crazy? I'm going crazy. I have. It's fun. Everything's fine. All of a sudden, everything's crazy. Literally start breaking stuff, furniture, glass, tables, vases. Just start breaking. I'm going crazy. You're making me crazy. It's like, the first time it's like, I'm going crazy. Like you see how their eyes are solid black. But then the next time it's just, I'm going crazy. You're making me crazy. Just to upset you or just to go and cheat on you. That means you broke up for a minute. Now it's okay to cheat on you and come back. Emotional outbursts. Anger. Violence. Anger. Big borderline trait. Now that you got your quiet borderlines who don't lose it, maybe they find other passive aggressive ways. But emotional outbursts, anger, emotionally, and we're talking about emotional exploitation. This is a big one. Big one. Male borderlines, infamous. Massive anger, rage, outbursts, destroy things, threaten you. They'll start getting a high from it, addicted to it, but you are the one in the room. That's emotional dependency. It's good to know how these people will be emotionally dependent on you, reliant on you, how the codependency is on their side. Nitpicking. Oh God, look at you wearing so stupid. That's ugly. And walking on eggshells, right? Because eventually everything triggers them. That triggers me. That's triggering. You can't do that. That triggers me. You can't do that. Someone did that to me when I was 8. You can't do that. And you're like, I'm chopping onions. Yeah, that reminds me of a real bad experience. No more onions in the house. Now you're scared of what you buy, what groceries you bring home. And one of my favorites to talk about, emotional blackmail. Nothing really gets somebody more than just emotionally blackmailing them. Guilt trips. Oh, you didn't think about me at all. Humiliation. God, you're so fat. You really need to lose some weight. Baiting, poking, prodding, just trying to upset you with the false accusations again, stuff like that. Points out flaws to not be held accountable. Second you try to hold them accountable, they tell you something wrong with you, something you did last Saturday. That's one of their absolute favorites, isn't it? Hey, honey, I got to tell you, that I don't like that you do that. Like, can you please stop doing that? Whatever. God, you yelled at me Saturday. You're talking about like, you don't like what I say, and you sit there and yelled at me all day Saturday. Even though you probably didn't yell Saturday at all. They did. Projection. One of my favorites is the borderline that finds this information, right? Because they went through narcissistic abuse. And so they go look for this, stuff in the videos that we do. And then they use all this against you. So they'll ask you if you did something. You'll say no. And they'll say gaslighting. You'll tell them something they just did. They'll be like, projection. You're gaslighting me. You're projecting onto me. You're a narcissist. Denial of event even happening. What are you talking about? Huh? Last night? I don't remember that. That didn't happen like that. I didn't say that. I didn't do that. Just denial. Or a borderline's favorite. I can't remember. I can't remember. I don't know. I mean, infamous for being absolutely, not being, but doing absolute crazy things, emotional outbursts, accusations, threats, and then wake up in the morning, hey, never happened. And you're like, you wonder, do they not remember? They tell me they have memory problems. Yeah, they have every kind of problem you can think of, so yeah, of course they have memory problems. No, they don't remember any of the bad things they do. They definitely remember the good things they do, though, don't they? They don't forget that. What? I gave you that? I paid? I took you there? I saved your life? Really? Love it. 7 and 8-year-old emotional child. Self-inflicted death. SID. SUA. Threats. Emotional blackmail. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to take my own life. I'm starting to feel SID. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll call in for work. Taking your keys. Emotional blackmail is just emotional control. Absolute emotional control. You can control someone best ways by their emotions. Recording you. Go ahead, narcissist. I'm going to give this to the police. I'm calling the police. If you don't, I'll call the police. That's pretty nasty. If you're a man, you have a woman, and women, I'm just trying to relate to this, women, if you can, females. Imagine being a man and a woman in your home, right? Won't do what you want. You ask her to leave, and she starts going, I'll call the police. And you start seeing it get red, swelled up, bruised. Happens quite a bit. Scary. Yeah, scary. Stress. Stress, stress, stress. Killing someone. And for any other borderlines out there that want to tell me you don't do any of these things, I'd love to hear that. Someone that thinks that has borderline. Long periods of exposure to this, to emotional abuse, can lead to anxiety, depression, PTSD, mood swings, anger outbursts, shame, guilt, self-doubt, headaches, stomach aches, backaches, emotional numbness, and disease, cancer. Many, many other mental illnesses and disorders. If you like this video, if it helped you guys, I appreciate it. Thumbs up. Share this video with someone else. Subscribe to the channel. Anybody that wants coaching, find me at daviddemars.com. Links down below. Thank you guys. Please, examples down there. Questions too, I'll answer them. Thanks. Love yourself first. Bye-bye.